There's a lot of things blamed on me that never happened. But then, there's a lot of things that I did that I never got caught at. Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash, the Man in Black, was a singer, guitarist, and songwriter whose music innovatively mixed country, rock, blues, and gospel influences. Who was Johnny Cash? Johnny Cash grew up in a poor farming community and joined the Air Force in 1950. He co-founded a band following his discharge, and within a few years Johnny Cash and the Tennessee Two had scored hits with songs like Walk the Line. Cash's career was nearly derailed in the 1960s by a serious substance abuse problem, but his marriage to June Carter and acclaimed album Johnny Cash at Folsom Prison, 1968, put him back on track. In later years, Cash joined the country supergroup The Highwaymen and released a series of recordings with producer Rick Rubin. Early life. Cash was born on February 26, 1932, in Kingsland, Arkansas. The son of poor Southern Baptist sharecroppers, Cash, one of 7 children born to Ray and Carrie Rivers Cash, moved with his family at the age of 3 to Dyess, Arkansas, so that his father could take advantage of the New Deal farming programs instituted by President Franklin Roosevelt. There, the Cash clan lived in a 5-room house and farmed 20 acres of cotton and other seasonal crops. From an early age, Cash, who began writing songs at age 12, showed a love for the music that enveloped his life. Sensing her boy's gift for song, Carrie scraped together enough money so that he could take singing lessons. However, after just 3 lessons, his teacher, enthralled with Cash's already unique singing style, told him to stop taking lessons and to never deviate from his natural voice. Religion, too, had a strong impact on Cash's childhood. His mother was a devout member of the Pentecostal Church of God, and his older brother Jack seemed committed to joining the priesthood until his tragic death in 1944 in an electric saw accident. The experiences of his early farming life and religion became recurring themes in Cash's career. Military service and musical aspirations. In 1950, Cash graduated high school and left Dyess to seek employment, venturing to Pontiac, Michigan, for a brief stint at an auto body plant. That summer he enlisted in the U.S. Air Force as John R. Cash. Military regulations required a full first name, and he was sent for training at Lackland Air Force Base in San Antonio, Texas, where he met future wife Vivian Liberto. For the bulk of his 4 years in the Air Force, Cash was stationed in Landsberg, West Germany, where he worked as a radio intercept officer, eavesdropping on Soviet radio traffic. It was also in Germany that Cash began to turn more of his attention toward music. With a few of his Air Force buddies, he formed the Landsberg Barbarians, giving Cash a chance to play live shows, teach himself more of the guitar and take a shot at songwriting. "We were terrible," he said later, "but that Lowenbrau beer will make you feel like you're great. We'd take our instruments to these honky-tonks and play until they threw us out or a fight started." After his discharge in July 1954, Cash married Vivian and settled with her in Memphis, Tennessee, where he worked, as best he could, as an appliance salesman. Pursuing music on the side, Cash teamed up with a couple of mechanics, Marshall Grant and Luther Perkins, who worked with Cash's older brother Roy. The young musicians soon formed a tight bond, with the crew and their wives often heading over to one of their houses to play music, much of it gospel. Drugs and divorce. By the early 1960s, Cash, who had relocated his family to California and left Sun for Columbia Records, was a musical superstar. On the road for 300 nights a year with the group now known as the Tennessee Three, he was often accompanied by June Carter, who co-wrote what became one of the Man in Black's signature songs, Ring of Fire, 1963. Cash also sought to establish himself as an actor, starring in the movie 5 Minutes to Live, 1961, and a few Western-themed TV programs. But the schedule and the pressures that faced him took a toll on his personal life. Drugs and alcohol were frequent tour companions while Vivian left home to take care of their family, which now included daughters Roseanne, B. 1955, Kathy, B. 1956, Cindy, B. 1959, and Tara, b. 1961, grew increasingly frustrated with her husband's absence. In 1966, she finally filed for divorce. Remarriage and Revival. Cash got the lifeline he needed from his old touring companion, June Carter, who helped him refocus on his Christian faith and get the drug addiction treatment he needed. The two were married on March 1, 1968. With his new wife, Cash embarked on a remarkable turnaround. In 1969, he began hosting The Johnny Cash Show, a TV variety series that showcased contemporary musicians ranging from Bob Dylan to Louis Armstrong. It also provided a forum for Cash to explore a number of social issues, tackling discussions that ranged from the war in Vietnam to prison reform to the rights of Native Americans. The same year his show debuted, Cash also took home 2 Grammy Awards for the live album Johnny Cash at Folsom Prison, 1968. A critical and commercial success, the album was credited with helping to revive the artist's popularity. In early 1970, Cash and Carter experienced more joy with the birth of their first and only child, John Carter Cash. Final years, death and legacy. Cash's physical health became more of an issue in the late 1990s. He was diagnosed with the neurodegenerative disease Scheidegger syndrome, a misdiagnosis that was later corrected to autonomic neuropathy, and was hospitalized for pneumonia in 1998. Still, the artist continued making music. In 2002, he released American 4, The Man Comes Around, a mix of originals and covers, including songs from the Beatles to Trent Reznor of 9 Inch Nails. The album, recorded at the Cash Cabin Studio in Hendersonville, Tennessee, was the 4th Cash Rubin compilation. Over the next year, Cash's health continued to decline. He was devastated when his longtime love, June Carter, died in May 2003, but he continued to work. With Rubin at his side, the singer recorded what would become American v. 100 Highways. Just a week before his death on September 12, 2003, from complications associated with diabetes, Cash wrapped up his final track. Once June passed, he had the will to live long enough to record, but that was pretty much all, Rubin later recalled. A day after June passed, he said, "I need to have something to do every day. Otherwise, there's no reason for me to be here." So, this is the biography of Johnny Cash. We tried our best to tell you who is Johnny Cash. We put too much effort into ensuring that it was the best selection of information. If you find this video useful, then don't forget to appreciate us by liking our video, commenting, and sharing this with your loved ones.